One of the great new features introduced in Adobe Captivate 4 is the ability to define default settings for many of Captivate's objects. To do this, choose Edit, followed by Preferences. Now, as you can see, this dialog consists of a number of headings. In this case, the option that we want is Defaults, which is located under the heading Global. From Global Defaults, you can determine the default settings for slides, preview, and objects. What we want to home in on here are the object defaults. By default, many of Captivate's objects have a default display setting of specific time. Now personally, I don't like this and always change the timing setting to rest of slide. So to illustrate this point, we'll make all the images that are inserted to be displayed for the rest of the slide and also set their transition to none. So from the Select menu, I'll start by choosing Image, and then from Display 4, I'll choose Rest of Slide, and as you can see by default the transition is now set to No Transition. Now please don't think that you cannot adjust the object properties once an object has been added to the slide, because of course you can. These are just the initial or default settings we are applying here. Once you're happy with the way the settings have been defined, clicking OK now applies those said changes and writes the settings to an XML file. Now, let's say that like me, you work on multiple machines. Wouldn't it be great if you could take those object defaults and load them into your other copies of Adobe Captivate? Well, in fact, you can. Another usage scenario would be, of course, if you are working on a project as part of a team and you want to make sure that everyone has the same object defaults. Now to do this, just go to the File menu and then choose Export and then choose this option, Preferences. In the Save As dialog box, all you need to do is to specify where you want to save the preferences file and then give it a title. I'm going to call this Adobe Captivate Preferences. And lastly, I'll just click Save. Once completed, Captivate then notifies you that the preferences have been successfully exported.